So hey, it's Justine, aka the Traveling Spiritualist. I just wanted to do a quick full moon weekend ahead reading. Um I don't know. I was actually doing the reading for myself, and my ancestors was like, "Yeah, you can do this later. You pulled your cards. That's for step one." Um, but I just felt the need to check in and make sure y'all okay. Y'all all right, babies. Hope y'all okay. Oh, okay. Masks, shame, cosmic power. Because that one picked up. Speak up. Okay, so there are four cards, and this is speak up, cosmic power, shame, masks. So these are all African goddesses: Jumbi, Long Bubby Susie, Mawa Lisa, and Mami Kumba Bang. Now, I need y'all to understand that in order for you to grow, you cannot be ashamed of who you are becoming. No matter what somebody says, no matter who disapproves of your spirituality, of your path, stop putting those masks on for them. All you're doing is basically keeping your vibration down with theirs. Like, no, there's better ways to do what you're doing instead of putting on a mask for every person you are. If you got to wear a mask, you shouldn't be around that person. If you can't be vulnerable with that person, you should not be hanging around them. They should not be sleeping in your bed. You give them power that they need not have access to. Like no. And you need to learn. Look, I have two blue crystals here. Out of everything, these are the only crystals that I have two of the same color. Everything is different colors. But for some reason, I felt the need. Speak up. People do understand who you are. Even if they don't fully get it, they get why you get it. Like, it's not for everybody. Everybody don't understand why I do what I do, how I do it. But they understand that this is me. This is who I am, and this is what I am. So in order for you to tap into who you are, in order for you to do what it is that you think you should be doing, you need to understand that you got to be honest with you. Like, be honest within yourself. Do not allow what society views as being a good person or as doing Jon Snow. It's never a dull moment in my life. But don't let nobody take your power. You are divine. You are a divine feminine. I don't know why I picked this deck. Like, I've never used this deck like this. But I picked this deck. Like, there's a reason why we're tapping into who we are on the feminine side. Like, everybody is just tapping into who they are. All their femininity. Y'all, I've always hated pronouncing that word. Can I spell it? Of course. Can't pronounce that shit. It's like a tongue twister. Every time. No matter what. Femininity. I don't know. Because it sounds like femininity. Like, why am I like this? All right. The full moon is tomorrow night, which is represented by your cosmic powers. Make sure, take a spiritual bath. Set your intentions. Write down what it is that you want to let go, and then set that shit on fire. That's what that means. Like, letting go, and then setting your intention. This is what I plan to do. And then do it. Do it. So, look at her. I don't want to burn my card on myself. So, look, y'all. Y'all gotta speak up. Be strong enough to be vulnerable. Understand that there's no shame in telling your story. You lived a life, you have experiences. God willing, what you share can help somebody else not go through that. Or if somebody else has gone through that, they can identify and hopefully they can heal. Our process is not for us to keep to ourselves. It's not. I tried and I realized that in order for me to grow, I have to share it. I have to let it go. I have to talk about the bad with the good and understand that everything is a process. Everything's a process. I don't know. I just felt the need to get on here real quick. It's only 4 cards, but I hope that this helped the people it was supposed to reach. And yeah, I hope that everybody has a great weekend. I, for one, am going to be doing some rituals, some herbal things. I got all my herbs. Hold on. Let's see. All my herbs. Don't mind the clean wrap and stuff. I'll be doing stuff over here. But all my herbs are up here. And I made the table so that I can sit, and I am gonna be making videos on like how I mix my herbs, and I'm not gonna tell y'all my spells and stuff like that, but I will give y'all what herbs I use and stuff like that, because it is important for me to share, but it's also important for people to learn and do on their own. I do not want to hold back. And let me explain. When I say my shit is for black people and black people only, let me explain how I already got my ancestors on. If white people try to steal my shit without my permission, you will fuck yourself up and you will not like it. There's certain things that's only for the black culture. And while I am willing to share my spirituality, you will not take it and appropriate it. You will appreciate the knowledge and the work that I am doing, but you will not take it without my permission. If you ask me and I feel like your spirit, my grandmother and them, and they're all right with you, then I'll be like, yeah, okay, girl, go ahead. Or okay, dude, go ahead. But unless I say this is for everyone, please understand I'm talking about African Americans only. Not all black people either, because we are not a monolith. I'm talking about African descendants of slavery, people who practice in Hoodoo, and people who understand what it is that our ancestors fought for us to know. Most of my stuff comes from either my grandmother, things that I have learned over the course of my life through other people, my auntie Moselle, my mama, and things that I just intuitively know how to do. A lot of it is things that my grandmother just tells me, like, girl, throw this in here. And I hear it just like that. Girl, throw that in there. And she'll say my nickname, which is Jussie Butt. That was my nickname for my grandmother. She'll be like, Jussie Butt, put this in here. No, you don't really need that. That's not what they mean by that. And I go with it. Hoodoo is a lot of things that's passed down from generation to generation, and now, thank God, there are people that are speaking up so that we who did not get, like my grandmother died when I was 13. My mother was a drug addict, so I didn't get that learning. I got a lot of my knowledge from my Aunt Moselle through her telling me stories. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like recipes that were written down. It wasn't spells that were written down. A lot of it, like my Aunt Moselle, go with God. And I look to the Book of Psalms for a lot of my spell work. Psalms in the black community, it got the black community on the chokehold for a reason, because our ancestors used that book. That book is a book of spells. Psalms is a book of spells. You can find a spell for anything. NT, okay? Anything, okay? I don't know what accent I'm using, but anything you need is in the book of Psalms. Turn to your Bible. I have herbs because that's the route and the path I'm taking. Some people do not use herbs. Some people use crystals. Some people use liquids. We are all alchemists to what our ancestors give us. Like, we are just as good as our ancestors were. The reason why my spirituality, ooh, okay, God, okay, okay. And like, seriously, we are supposed to pass them. We are supposed to surpass them in terms of using our gifts. Like, my grandmother, she used her gifts of healing, but my grandmother had the gift of foresight. She would always tell me, Jussie, make sure you trust your gut. Like, it was just things that she knew. And so I have her gift of knowing. I have my aunt's gift of communing with the dead. And I don't mean communing as in I get to talk to their asses. No, guess what I get to do? I get to see people die. And not die in the gruesome way, even though there was a couple of times where the path to God was not. So when I dream of a field. I do not know where this field is, but it is the most beautiful field that I've ever seen in my life. I got goosebumps thinking about it. But when I was little, I used to see this lady who I thought was white, and she would come hold people by hand and walk them across this field, and I did not understand it. So that lady was my great grandmother. That was Nanny. I didn't know my great grandmother. She died when I was 1 year old, but I could tell y'all what she looked like. I could tell y'all what she smelled like. I could tell you what her house looked like. I could tell you everything about my great grandmother because she's a part of me. And when I was little, I used to see her, like in my head, in my dreams. I used to see her all the time, and you couldn't tell me. Like, still to this day, she smelled like mothballs and motherfucking whiteys that she was frying. And it hits you. And so, yeah, so that was my first encounter with spirits. And then when my grandmother passed, my mother's mother passed away, she replaced my grandmother. My great grandmother. She replaced my great grandmother as the person who guided other people. And she replaced my great grandmother until my mother passed away. And then when my mother passed away, both my grandmother and my grandmother now come, both my mother and my grandmother now come to me, so that they cross people over. And it's people I know. It's people, other people's loved ones that I know. Like, it could be my loved one or a friend or somebody, but it could be other people's loved ones. If you close to me, I know when your heart, if I know your heart, I know when your heart is hurting when somebody passes away. I stopped telling people because people, not everybody's okay with dealing with it. So for me, now what I do is when somebody tells me a person passed and I know, I'll just be like, they all right. They all right. If I don't know, I will, with their permission, ask if I could reach out and see if they're up there. And I'll tell them how that person is doing. But, like, I know. I just don't. I've lost friends because I'm like, well, let me tell you what. So I stopped telling people about their ancestors. Like, it's not my job. Like, and the only time I'm able to tell people about their ancestors is when they don't believe in spirituality, or like, yeah, somebody just right there. Like, because there's times where people's spirits is here and it's just like, I didn't ask you to come here. Why are you here? And you ain't mine. So, because I only fuck with, if y'all can see my table, I got my mama, my aunt Moselle, my aunt Cookie, my grandmother Mary, my grandmother Lucille, my great grandmother Mary, my grandma Gloria, and my sister Karen. Those are my ancestors. Those are people that's allowed to be in here and tussle with me. Everybody else, you could talk to them to talk to me. But and I have my spirit team, my spirit guides. They can come. But I don't even like being introduced to new spirit guides. Like, oh, you have a new spirit guide. Like, bitch, what? Okay, but my grandmother always tells me, she always eases in it. I don't like change. Even with my spirit team, I like my people, and you know, but I have to grow sometimes and let people go. It's not like y'all don't even understand. They my friends. I don't really have life friends, but my spirit team is awesome. So anyway, I went way the fuck around. I did, cause yeah, we been done. So y'all know more about me, and y'all really should have. But make sure that if you're on YouTube, you subscribe to my channel. If you want TikTok, click that motherfucking follow. Okay. I do love my supporters. I do my best to try to give y'all entertaining content. I do not really do tarot on TikTok because, girl, the energy for doing tarot is not okay, and people are really desperate. Like, oh, can you give me a free card? And not that people should not want a card pull. Like, it's not like that, but the energy that it pushes out, I just don't like it. So I stick to, if you need me, I got you. Just message me. I do not message people for readings because the fuck I look like coming to you like, hey girl, let me read. No, you will never. Not Justine. No, not Justine Loren. Not Alice's child and Mary's grandchild. No, the fuck you won't. I do not do that. I'm not ever gonna ask anybody like, hey, can I give you a read? Not even in real life. Like, not on a computer, not in real life, not my friends. I've never asked my friends like, hey, can I give you a reading? Like, hey, you want to read? No, no, that's energy. That's time. That's this. I use my throat chakra. I use my spirit. I use my gut. People have paid me for readings in the past, but no, I will not be asking you. Oh, no, no. So what I do is, if you want a reading, message me. Yeah, that's about it. I don't even try to solicit readings. I don't. Like, I'm a tarot reader, but I like doing it to help people heal. I'm not here to like tell you your future. I tell you what you need to heal yourself, what you need to do so that you could be free to live your life the way you want to. But yeah, nah, this is, yeah, it's not, I don't know. I'm not a typical tarot reader. I don't do any of that. I tell people no. Like, there's people that came to me that be like, hey, can I get a reading? I'm not able to do that. Like, if my spirit, if this don't feel right with you, baby, I don't give a fuck who you think you is. I'm not doing it. And yes, I understand somebody, because I know somebody's gonna be like, well, why does the way you talking switch? Bitch, because the way I talk switch. I know how to code switch. And sometimes I feel like saying it like this and being calmer. But sometimes I feel like the Brooklyn should come up out of me, and you should understand what the fuck I'm saying and how the fuck I'm saying it just the way I'm saying it, because you know what the fuck I mean. The dog is following my husband and he's getting annoyed. That dog, man, he's a hot mess. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Enjoy this Thursday. Enjoy your full moon. Matter of fact, what I think I'm gonna do is show y'all the protection spell that I'm gonna do for the full moon, like the herbs that I'm gonna use, because that's not part of, well, it is hoodoo, but I feel like that's the part that I'm okay with sharing. What herbs I use, not how I'm using it, not what spell I'm doing, just simply showing you the mixture that I create. Because I actually, babe, can you pass me that big jar over there on the floor, the herbal jar that I used yesterday? So I actually created a huge one yesterday so that I didn't have to keep making it. And I wrote down a spell and everything. I'm happy. So, like, this is a huge bunch of herbs and spices, because it's not just herbs, it's herbs and spices. And I'm excited. I also make my own teas, my own tea blends, which actually don't hold tea. It's just herbs, herbal blends with fruit and dried fruit and shit like that. So, yeah. I'm gonna be doing herbal shit. I don't know why God is telling me to do herbal shit, but I feel like it's one of the things that I do like to do. So if you are interested in that, let me know what you would like. And as I'm showing you guys, let me know further what herbs you would like to learn about. I wrote a bunch of them down on what they mean and how I'm going to be using them. So I'm okay with letting y'all know things like that. I won't let y'all know what spells I'm using and how I'm saying it and how I'm doing it. But, for the most part, I can give you the general beginning of what it is that I do. And again, have a happy day. I gotta go. I'm starving. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.